Hello! Today I want to show you part of the battle system in my Pokemon game. The part I want to show you is the event system. And this is the system responsible for sending events from the battle instance to the event player, which then displays the event as a stream of animations. This happens every time the player has selected an action or a move, and it works really well for emulating the Pokemon battle. It also helps separating the animation of the Pokemon battle with the logic, or from the logic, which can sometimes be complex. Let's start out by I want to show you that this is actually what goes on in a Pokemon game. Great, so now we see some animations, great, and I select what move I want to use. If I select tackle, I don't have to input anymore. The game does the rest. And if we go through each of these things that the game does, it will display some text, then a battle animation will play, then the HP will go down, and if the player fainted, it will also display a feigning animation. Let's see that again. First we see the text. Oh, and I missed, so that's just another text event, a text event, battle, animation event, and then nothing happens because no one fainted. Right? If I tackle again, we see the battle animation, the HP drop animation, the feigning animation, and then some more text requiring input. I've implemented a system that looks a lot like this. Let's have a look. We can see the events playing in the leftmost corner of the screen there. So when I select tackle here, we get some text event, some battle animation, some HP drop, and then some text. This text requires input, just like in the game. Send out the next Pokemon, yes, sure. Get some more animations, some more tackling. This is really just a movie being played. If we tackle again, these Pokemon have equal speed, so that's why the first turn is decided randomly. Scrymer is really holding up nicely, but it's just not gonna do, and we win. Great. So that is the event system in practice. With the visuals of the events as well. Let's have a look at the code in the event system now. I talked about two objects before. The battle instance, which is here, this is just a model of the battle. This knows nothing of graphics or sound or animation or anything like that. It's just a simple battle. All the logic of the battle. The important part of the battle in relation to the animation system is this broadcast event method. Whenever something visual happens in a battle, we post these events and all the battle observers gets them. This method comes from the event broadcaster. If you have experience with these programming patterns, this is just an observer pattern where the event broadcaster is the observable, and then these battle observer are the observers. Right, so great. So now we give these battle observers a stack of events as the battle progresses. So let's have a look at what an event is. We have these three methods inside the events: the begin void, and the update void, and the finished boolean. So whenever we receive this stack of events, we take the first one and we begin it with our event player, and then we update it until it is finished. Each event can ask the player for different things. Maybe a dialog box to display text, or a HP bar to deplete HP. But the important part here is that the events themselves don't have access to the entire app or the entire battle screen. The reason we use this begin method is that the events have to be constructed inside the battle model, which knows nothing of textures or anything like that. So textures have to come from the event player here. Great, so let's have a look at a sample event here. We have a text event, and you will recognize that we have the begin method with the event player argument, the update, and the finished. This one is a little complicated because it has multiple different constructors, but the concept here holds up. The text event can display text in a dialog box, which it gets from the event player, and thus when it is initialized we only supply the text. So the battle, whenever it posts a text event, it will only know what text to display, and then the event system will take care of the rest of the animation process. Great, we also have a few other events. We have a poke sprite event, changing the sprite on either side of the battlefield, a name change event to change the names on the status boxes, and then we have an HP animation event animating the HP. This is all we really need. Maybe an experience animation event as well if we want an experience bar. But that is all we need. Oh, maybe the the battle animation event is kind of important here. This handles the battle animations, such as the tackle animation we just saw, and we will get into how those work in another video. Great. Let's have a look at our event player here that the event has access to whenever we initialize them with the begin method. They have access to the current battle animation running in the player, the status boxes for either party. This battle party enumeration is just the player or the opponent, meaning that the system is limited to single battles for now. It also have access to the dialog box, and we can set Pokemon sprites, we can animate HP, and we can play battle animations, and that's all the events really need for now. And that's all they have access to, so they can't just wreck the entire scene. I've gone ahead and implemented the event player and the battle observer directly inside the battle screen. Maybe the event player could be used, could be moved to its own object, but for now it's just in the battle screen. We can see that whenever an event is posted from the battle, it will just queue them, and then when we update our game here, we just go through a loop. If we do not have an event or our current event is finished, we see if there is an event available, and if there isn't, then something must be up, right? So either we won, or we lost, or we ran, or we're just ready for a new turn. If there is an event available though, we will pop the queue, get the top element, and then display that, update that until the next event is available. Great, that is the entirety of the event system. Now that we know how it works, we can have a look at it again in action. Again, the battle animation will calculate the entire turn and just post the events to the event player, and the event player will then execute it. And that is how I emulate this Pokemon battle with nice graphics and animations that you don't see in these fan games. Usually they're a bit choppy, so let's try to change that. And you learned about the observer pattern. So that's really nice. Thank you for watching my video.